Cool. Hey, this is HAEZER. I've had a lot of requests to do another production diary, so I thought what better time to do it than when I'm fucking hungover after Sonat Berlin, and showing my new track and just a new kind of production technique I'm using to just give more dynamic to your bass line. I'm still using Reason, and in my previous production diaries I explained how I record synths out of my little fatty, Moog little fatty, or my Blofeld, and then put it in my sampler, the NNXT and Reason, and write the bass lines in Reason. With this one, I hope you can see it. I know it flickers sometimes, but in this one I've got two separate synths. Just a very simple, I think it's a square wave. Let me see if I can find it. Simple bass 1. So if I search it on my computer, let's see if it comes up. There it is. So when I record it, it's definitely not that. Can it be that one? Simple bass 1. There we go. So that's all it is. It was just recording one note out of the little fatty. And because it's analog, the quality of the synth really doesn't break down. So you can take it an octave up or down, and you won't really lose any quality. And then with that, just another like preset in little fatty. And then in Reason you have a vocoder, but you can also set it to equalizer, and normally use it just to EQ your bass and maybe cut out the highs or cut out an unwanted frequency. And what I've done here is you can shift your EQ either octave up or down. Now if you automate that, it changes the sound. So here in Reason you'll see I've automated the shift in the EQ, whether it's going octave down or up, and that really creates really good dynamic in the synth. So actually in the track, the bass line just plays, and then the automation starts. So I'll play it from the beginning and you can hear the difference. Sorry, I'm on tour and I'm at my friend Fabian's house, so I don't have any monitors. I've just been using like AKG or production headphones for monitoring, but so I'm just gonna play it off my laptop, but it's actually pretty bloody loud anyway, so that's it clean, and this is now the automation. And now you can hear in the synth itself, in Reason you have it's kind of just, they call it the sound destruction unit, but it's just for distortion. Let me just sit upright. I'm really lazy, but and what I do, I also automate the EQ in the like in my distortion, because it influences your EQ and your damage control, especially for build-ups, to have more distortion. And then obviously, like, you have to automate your volume so it's not too loud. So if I just play it without anything, so this is without any distortion and no EQ shifting, it'll just sound like that. And then add my distortion, and you can hear it's basically taking out. Now it's actually reading it. There we go. So it's much more open, but obviously it takes a lot of your EQ spectrum away in your track, so it doesn't leave you space for vocals or like any mid-range synths and stuff. So I just cut pretty much all my high mid-range out, and you just have like your bass and a bit of sub going there, and then this you won't hear at all. Okay, it's silence. Anyway, that's just the sub track going underneath my kick to give you more sub bass, especially for clubs. It's really important. And then with the vocoder shift, it sounds like that. And you can really fuck around with your automation, because it completely changes the sound of it. And yeah, and then you end up with this. So yeah, that's just like a little tip. If you are using Reason, if you're not, you can do that in Ableton or Logic or whatever software you're using, and it's just about automating your EQ and almost creating your own rhythm within the bass line just by EQing it. And then the second drop. And so that's actually all I wanted to say, but now I think I'm probably still drunk from last night, so I'll just give you a little preview of another new track. It's got I used a really old vocal sample, and I do it a lot to use it as a placeholder. If you know you're gonna use vocals in your track, it's good to use a sample, or maybe like even on your laptop mic, record yourself. Just, you can say whatever, just as a placeholder, so that you know where the vocal's gonna come in. And when you have that, you can work around that. Like, maybe if you don't have the vocal in, you're putting way too many synths in, and your timeline is way too busy, and the vocals don't come out enough in your mix, or it doesn't have room to breathe. So let me just, okay, don't do this in your production. I'm just gonna do this so that you can hear it. Yeah, you can see the same thing again. There's the EQ shift, the vocoder that I've just switched to equalizer instead of vocoder, and there you can see I've automated the shift again. and I think there's what else did I? Yeah, and then I used my frequency, I automated, and just the pitch, and just with that, and I think there's a scream. Yeah, with your scream parameters, you can really change the sound of the synth, and that's what I've done here. That's just normal, and then I've got so many. I think it's just this. Yeah, and that's how you like give your synths a bit more dynamic.
Ghetto Blaster!
This is the famous I am Thor synth. That's with all my effects on it. If I just quickly I'm almost done. It's called I Am Thor, and a lot of mainstream producers are using this now. But if you use it in the right way, it can really be effective. And the trick is to layer it in your tracks, that you well, at least for me, not use it as your main synth, but actually just a texture in the background. What I've done here, I've copied the automation of your equalizer shift, because you might get a bit of a phasing if it's not the same. So you can see here with all my synths I've got the same automation running, and now it's just texture in the background. That's a bit where everyone starts moshing. So yeah, that's all for now. I'm too hungover to say anything more, but I'm on the road for 6 weeks now, and I'll try and do some tour diary entries and maybe a few more production diaries. I'm trying to finish 2 tracks, and yeah, and I'll do a few posts on them. So yeah. Nope. Baby.
Nope. Oh fuck, Chuck Tester.
Cool.